Welcome to 50/50 Booking. Hello, people. Welcome to the show. Over there, with a resurrected bathroom, is Kieran McCullers. And if you don't know about this, you have to ask Aaron about it because this is a story and a half. How you doing, Aaron?
I'm okay. It's been a bit of a week. I mean, got told 3 days before, but I had builders come around yesterday and they tore out my old bathroom and hallway. So I've had all the floor in the flat done over the past 48 hours and the bathroom reinstalled. And yeah, I'm not hopeful it's going to last, but I mean, it's a fix for the moment.
Yeah, I wonder if we should just take bets onto how long it is until it needs to be fixed again.
If it's a year, I'll be surprised.
We're still longer term booking in WWE. So.
Depends if I have a seizure in the bathroom, have a seizure in the bathroom, fall over or full weight and just go crashing through to the basement.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, or we can pretend we did it, not actually do it really.
True.
You know, kind of like World Championship tournaments, you know.
Oh, you mean the same championship tournament that's already got its winner?
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah. That's supposed to be whatever the word Triple H used to the brand that didn't get Roman Reigns, but still had the brand that has Roman Reigns have matches and people competing for the right to hold the title when they're not going to be on that brand.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, Seth Rollins is going to look great with that World Championship.
Yeah, it's also funny when you bear in mind, it's supposed to be for that one particular brand, and they literally just did the brand split draw, and now they hold this tournament crossing the brands.
It's also funny when you think about the people that they missed out from the brand that the world title was going to be on as well, like McIntyre, Bronson Reed, Omos, because I mean he's on the show more than enough. Why not have him in this tournament too?
Yeah.
It just didn't really make sense. It was really rough.
I mean, we will cover it obviously as we go through the shows, but yeah, this was not done well.
No.
So, yeah.
It wasn't done well, but all the matches were great that were in it.
Yeah, the matches were not the problem here. It's the booking. Very much the booking.
Yeah.
So,
well, we should probably get started then.
Exactly right. But of course, Raw started off with a promo from.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got a world title package to start things off with, showing us the bracket and competitors. But yeah, Cody Rhodes opened up the show, talking about the tournament, saying that Brock Lesnar was in his back window, foreshadowing. Sorry, and yeah, that would the tournament would culminate at Night of Champions, which we already knew from the previous week, but it was nice to have a reminder, I suppose.
Yeah. Also, just touch upon someone else that wasn't in a tournament that you just mentioned there. Why wasn't Brock in this tournament?
I don't
know. Right.
That kind of gave me the hint that he was going to be involved in one of the matches that night as well.
Yeah, exactly.
No fucking second guess as to which one, really, but you know.
Yeah. How about we hold up a big red flag with the person who's going to get attacked by Brock Lesnar because he's not in any of these matches?
Yeah. And I'm not being funny. This whole thing, this whole tournament was triple threat, singles match. why have a singles match if you're doing a triple threat thing? Why not just do three like three brackets of three different triple threats? You could have McIntyre, Omos, and Lesnar in the third one. Because I
Yeah.
mean, McIntyre hasn't worked with Omos, but he's worked with Lesnar. Lesnar's worked with Omos, and he's worked with McIntyre. So they all would be like used to working with each other. So that wouldn't be a problem. And like
Yeah.
them three in a triple threat in a separate bracket would have given you the opportunity to have a triple threat at Night of Champions, and it would have brought in more people. More people would have been interested.
Yeah, and also, how about Gunter? You know, also.
Yeah, I mean, Austin Theory was in this type, this tournament. Where was the Intercontinental Champion? And a champion that's like probably well more respected than Theory ever is gonna be. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. And while we're talking about those, Kofi.
Yeah. And Stab in the Dark Riddle. He's got championship experience. Braun Strowman, even though he's on Raw now as well because of the Superstar shake-up. Ricochet, he's held a title.
There you go. Someone else who probably should have been in this, but of course was put into a different singles match, Ali.
Yeah, it would have been a good shout.
So, I mean, apart from the obvious reasons why they weren't, Zayn or Owens.
I'd like to point out that The Miz was in this tournament.
Yeah, exactly. And we didn't get people like Zayn and Owens, Lesnar, Walter, McIntyre.
I know it's like not one that like everybody like thinks of, but Dolph Ziggler.
There you go. It's a good shout. Whatever people think of him, yeah, he probably should have been in this tournament.
Yeah.
If you've got The Miz in this tournament, you can put Ziggler in here.
Yeah. It's the same caliber of superstar. I can't believe they had Sheamus in the SmackDown bracket, but didn't have McIntyre in the Raw one. You're just asking for fucking bloodshed there as well.
But here's the other thing. You mentioned about the triple threats. You've got enough people. You could have fatal four ways.
Yeah.
And then a fatal
four way. You literally just did a double special on shuffling up your entire roster, but you're using the SmackDown. You're using the SmackDown brand for a championship that's going to be mainly on Raw. You've already got the Raw Women's Champion on SmackDown and the SmackDown Women's Champion on like Raw. What the fuck else are you gonna like do? You're gonna confuse the shit out of people.
Oh well, you're not going to screw up the belt timeline more than likely. They'll probably do what they did with the tag belts. They'll just swap the belts.
See, this is where I have a problem with the Raw Women's Champion and the SmackDown Women's Champion. I don't have a problem with either of the champions. I have a problem with the championships. Why can't we have a Women's World Heavyweight Championship and a Women's Universal Championship? Then you don't have this problem with the branding every time you have a draft.
You're exactly right. They need to be non-brand specific because otherwise you have that issue.
Yeah.
And it confuses people. Why would you have the Raw Champion on SmackDown? If you've got a casual viewer watching that, they're going to be like, what is that? Why? What is
You've also got to think about you've also got to think about the it doesn't feel right having a specific title for a specific brand when you had the draft in the first place.
Right.
And swapping titles just doesn't seem like a great idea. Like if they fought each other for both titles at the end of every draft, you'd have a main event to look forward to. But
right. Of course, your other option is that if you get traded and you've got a brand specific belt, is you have to relinquish it. That's the only real other option you have. And the
but then it's damaging to the champion's reign.
Right, but there's an advantage to that. You can then create a story out of that by having a tournament. The people that got drafted to that brand compete for that belt.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make a thing of this, but there is issues as well.
Have a tournament for that belt, and the winner of that tournament faces the champion that also got drafted for the title.
There you go. Yeah, there's plenty of ways to do this if you actually gave a shit.
But booking.
Yeah.
So yeah, what kicked off the show was the triple threat match between Seth Rollins, Nakamura, and Damian Priest.
I like the fact Nakamura and Priest win this match, though. That I will say for this.
I'm not so sure about Priest on this one after
How,
him being beaten
how
by Bad Bunny. Kind
I
of
was gonna say,
feels like
I
he's
was gonna say,
getting rewarded
however,
for it.
you knew they weren't winning.
I mean, we knew they wasn't winning, but at the same time, like part of me wanted to see Nakamura win. I mean, it's his debut on Raw, and they're doing him like this.
Right, but
If
that's the
he'd have had a
problem, though.
singles match next week, if he'd have had a singles match this week against the Miz after what happened, and then put him in another round like triple threat match next week in like say like first round triple threats with the extra people, it would have made more sense. It would have been less damaging.
Yeah, but that, of course, that's not what happened because what we got was
Yeah, Steph winning.
so yeah.
I can't remember who he pinned. Was it Priest?
I don't remember he pinned either, to be honest. I kind of just blanked it, honestly.
I think it was Priest. Because Nakamura got the Kinshasa and was about to make the cover, and then one of them got stomped. It might have actually been Nakamura that got pinned.
That would make sense for WWE in the way they book because
Yeah.
Went to put it oven, it smelled funny. Didn't actually realise in my head that I'd just picked up bacon, so it smelled bacon.
But following that, we had Imperium getting interrupted by the tag champs, trying to announce that Gunther was arriving next week.
But I can't find my week.
Yeah.
Hey, Matthew, streaming, welcome in. But yeah, this turned into like a maybe match kind of segment, like it was possibly gonna happen. We didn't get like a definite answer to whether or not this match was happening, which was kind of strange.
Yeah, nothing like clarification, though.
Yeah. Then we had Otis versus Ali in a huge surprise, in the shape of Ali actually winning this match and winning it like clean. And like, yes, Otis got distracted, but yeah.
I was gonna say, who's surprised to who?
Yeah, precisely.
It's not a good thing, clearly, because what happened was definitely.
Yeah, I mean this whole episode of Raw felt rushed in my opinion, but
Yeah.
like all the matches were good, the storyline work weren't bad, and like there was just like some return or something like after the draft. But yeah, we got Balor versus Miz versus Rhodes next in the world title triple threat semi-final. I guess this is the only way they could have done this to make sure that Cody didn't get the world title straight away. And of course, Rhodes was about to win after hitting 3 crossroads on the Miz, and Brock Lesnar came out of nowhere with Cody's feet hanging underneath the bottom rope anyway, and he pulled him out of the ring. F5'd him on the floor and then F5'd him in the announce table, and we got to see the result of Backlash with Lesnar's sewn shut head and black eye.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, this is the angriest, like proper angry I think I've ever seen Brock Lesnar in a promo.
You did play a game with Ivan Sigmund then.
Like he generally looked angry.
When it was like a toy hunt for a shot.
Peter?
It's not the internet working.
I think Peter's frozen.
Yeah, we refit that earlier. Yeah, you got us to do that earlier.
Not sure what's going on. Oh. Oh, so welcome to 50/50 booking. Caring Colours takes over.
I mean, are you sure your stream's working?
Yeah, my stream's working. I'm still live on Twitch and still live here on YouTube. I have everybody just like on my ones at this point. On the looks of things, I think Peter's camera might have died, maybe. Let me just do the shout outs on my end. Yeah, I'll continue with this while we're waiting. So the fight ended with Cody Rhodes being dragged out of the ring with Lesnar. Lesnar was shouting at him, saying he wanted to fight, telling the cameraman to look at his face repeatedly, and challenged Cody to a match at Night of Champions. After this segment, we ended up getting a back shot of the backstage area with Cody walking backstage and a trainer. And we got the updated bracket on the main event that had happened later, which would be Balor versus Seth Rollins. This was also a bit. This also kind of stung a bit because a lot of people got their hopes up that Finn Balor would progress because of the Universal title. Well, the first ever Universal title match with Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, the inaugural one. They wanted Finn to get the run that he didn't get when he won the inaugural Universal title. So event that kind of stung for a few people. Hello.
Hello. Yes, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. There was an internet issue this end.
Fair enough.
So I've literally just had to run around flying the router and its settings.
Yeah, I've had issues with my router as of late as well. I guess that's Sky for you.
Yeah, it certainly can be. Fortunately, I know how to fix this particular issue when it happens. It's just a pain in the backside, that's all.
So, what did you think about Finn Balor winning the triple threat?
I wasn't surprised by it, put it that way. It's like, oh, I'm so shocked. Well, no,
After what happened with Lesnar, there was only one person in that match that would have capitalized, let's be honest.
Look at the slides that's going now. Why is it so much bigger?
And it wasn't The Miz.
Also, check out the slides.
So,
yeah.
Following that, we had Rhea Ripley versus Dana Brooke.
That's the funniest one.
And this sucked because this was Dana Brooke's return. And it lasted less than 5 minutes. Rhea won via submission. Then after the match, hit another Riptide and locked Dana in the prison trap again. And then Natalya came out to the rescue and literally just stared at Rhea for a couple of seconds until she left the ring. This was like very. It was just ugh. Making Dana look stupid in a non-title match, and then having a veteran like Natalya just walk down the ramp and stare into Rhea's eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The Wi-Fi might go again in a sec, just so you know.
Okay.
They're on and off.
But
I was a bit of a...
then Stark got her first segment and called out Nikki Cross to a one-on-one match, which was cool. Sami Zayn and KO then had a match versus Imperium, so that actually happened. It was a non-title match and quite a good match to be honest, but it's not really difficult to imagine with the two teams that were involved. But yeah, the champs won, so Gunther will give his Imperium buddies a good spanking next time he sees them, probably. Following that, we had Nikki Cross versus Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark's debut on Raw was really good. But this is the first time that we've seen Nikki Cross in a while in action, so that was nice too, even though she lost. We then had a Trish Stratus segment, which was okay. She took the piss out of Becky Lynch a bit, said she was missing, obviously called Becky's daughter dumb as well. Said Lynch wasn't coming back to her show, and then Becky's music hit, and Trish had heckled us all. But then the music played again, and Trish thought it was a mistake from the crew, but Lynch had returned, and Lynch stood behind her, and then as Trish turned around, popped her in the face and grabbed the microphone and said that she wanted to kick Trish's ass. This was very 90s. This is like classic 90s wrestling bad guy shit. Your internet's gone again, hasn't it? Yeah. So following that, we had Dominic Mysterio versus Xavier Woods. A good match, and Rhea assisted Dominic in getting the win. That was followed by Cody Rhodes coming out the trainer's room and saying that he would fight Brock Lesnar at Night of Champions, which really kind of defeats the objective of Night of Champions, because Night of Champions is supposed to be for championship matches, and there's no title here for them to fight over. But yeah, that's going to be happening anyway. Following that was the main event match between Finn Balor and Seth Rollins, and as we've already touched upon, Seth won the match. And yeah, this match was good. Karma seemed to be on Balor's mind as he went for an arm injury on Seth early on, as that's how he lost his inaugural Universal Championship after a day's title reign. And yeah, made it all the more interesting. Kind of felt like Finn was out for justice and revenge in a way, but it didn't kind of end that way, as an inverted stomp led to a normal stomp, and that spelled victory for Seth. And that was Raw.
So if you take a picture of it, or if I show you through my phone, because I know last time I tried doing something like that, even taking a picture on my phone or someone else's Snapchat, it said that they screenshot.
Which wasn't great, but I mean, nothing wrong with it match-wise.
Cool. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. There's probably some intermittent issues there. I've managed to fix them, but yeah. Where did you get to, Aaron? Sorry.
I just finished talking about Raw.
Oh, true.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't miss anything then.
No, not really.
Fantastic.
So, yeah. That was the end of Raw. I've given it an 8 because there just wasn't anything like amazing
Oh, trust me.
or any surprise, really.
Ah.
Yeah, what did you think, Raw?
Very obvious.
Honestly, I was not
It
that
really
impressed.
is very
That's
obvious.
just me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd say out of all the matches on Raw, probably Rollins versus Nakamura versus Priest was the best one.
I can believe that.
A close second, probably Sami Zayn and KO versus Imperium, but it didn't feel necessary.
Yeah.
I mean, Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins, they can always put on a classic. They've done it at Mania before for the Intercontinental Championship with The Miz. So, I mean,
Exactly right. It's
Hello, sexy.
definitely one of those.
Yeah, so that brings us to NXT. And that started with a women's championship relinquishment segment. We was shown the 8 women in the tournament for the first. But yeah, we got shown the 8 women that are be competing in the women's championship tournament. And the first match was Stratton versus Gigi Dolan. And interestingly enough, Stratton came to the ring while a segment was playing on what she said before the match, and she was basically looking past Gigi Dolan. And I was thinking, oh well, we know who's going to win this one, Gigi. And they did a full 180 on us, and Stratton won the match, which was kind of a shock.
Yeah. Also signalled a little thing that happened on Twitter as well with Miss Dolan,
All right.
which we talked about briefly before we started. She basically put out a message saying she missed PK. For those of you unaware, her indie wrestling name is Priscilla Kelly.
Yep.
And there's been a lot of people saying apparently she's not very happy. And that didn't
blame her.
that just added a lot to it.
I mean, when you think about it, like, she was in one of the top factions in NXT, and literally just because WWE can't handle somebody making a little bit of money, like extra money, that faction got ripped out from underneath her, and then she was in a great tag team that she really enjoyed being in, and then WWE ripped her out of that too. So, I mean,
Yeah. But the
can't
thing is,
say you blame her.
I was going to say, unlike a lot of the other wrestlers, though, because a lot of people would immediately go, oh, well, she should just leave, possibly go to like AEW. Now, AEW would be a problem for Gigi Dolan, for those who are unaware. I'm wondering if my co-host knows why.
I don't think I do, so you'd have to fill me in.
Her ex-husband's there.
Oh, is that the deathmatch guy?
Deathmatch guy?
The guy that specializes in death matches. I can't remember his name.
Okay, I'll just tell you who it is because probably somebody will just know. It's Darby Allin.
Oh, I didn't realize that she was with her. I didn't realize that they were married.
It didn't last very long, but they were a couple. They were together.
Ouch.
And apparently didn't end too well. So the normal route for most ex-WWE guys, I'm not sure would be open to her because of Darby's position in AEW.
Yeah.
Which just leaves essentially Impact or Japan. And of course the Indies.
I don't think her Japanese is up to snuff.
I've got one.
I do think
I'll
I
try
do
out
hope
one of
things
them.
do improve for her because she's definitely deserves better than what she's had.
A lot of the women do.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out that in this 8-women bracket, there's no Wendy Chu.
My response to
There's
people,
no Soul Rucker.
my response to anyone who snubs Wendy Chu.
Wait, are you watching me?
And trying to think of other women that could have been involved in this NXT tournament, to be honest. Can't remember the bracket off the top of my head, but yeah, there's no Soul Rucker. Obviously, Zoe Stark's gone to main roster, so she's not in it either. There's quite a few new faces where there should be some older ones, like Soul Rucker, Wendy Chu. Those are the main two that come to mind.
No, that was me.
Oh, Meiko Satomura isn't in the bracket either.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
And
interesting.
Meiko wasn't drafted to one of the main rosters either.
It's interesting the people that leave out.
Lightsaber.
So it's all very confusing. We then got Gallus versus Schism for the Tag Team Championships. And a little side note on this match. Literally as it began, Fowler from the Dyad used a Claymore kick on one of the Gallus brothers, and he took it like a drop kick. Not gonna lie, when you're like watching wrestling and you see somebody else's finisher being used, you expect it to have the same impact, but it really didn't. Like if you're going to use a drop kick and make it look like a drop kick. Don't make it look like a fucking Claymore kick that's won a world championship and beaten Brock Lesnar, because it doesn't look right.
No, it doesn't. So.
So this match was great back and forth. Apart from that, Ivy Nile ended up stopping Ava's distraction, and Gallus took the win. We knew this was the case due to Dyad's contract being over.
Oh shit, I don't know.
And them wanting to leave, apparently.
Yeah,
so this may have been the last time we see the Dyad in action in WWE, possibly.
It kind of depends if they get their way or not, really.
I heard a rumor that if they didn't get what they wanted, which was probably a bit more respect, then they were going to quit anyway. So following that, we had Javier Bonnell, aka Big Body Hobby, versus Duke Hudson. This came from a segment of Hobby taking the piss out of Mia Hale and Chase U, and also asking when Duke was going to be turning on Chase and the university. Something that's happened before, obviously, with other people, and Duke's played true for the moment. But I guess we're all kind of counting down the days till Duke turns back to his asshole former self.
Do you want any of these guns, my dear?
So this match was a cat and mouse game, Hobby being the mouse early on, and then Duke Hudson got the win quite quickly.
Yeah.
Didn't have a problem with that, really. Wasn't like Hobby was going to get the win.
Yeah, it is what it is, honestly. As you would say, You knew what was coming.
Yeah. Following that, though, we had another development on the Von Wagner and Stone side of things. Segment was okay. They were finding things out about each other. Robert Stone's favorite ice cream is pistachio, and Von Wagner's favorite ice cream flavor is chocolate chip or cookies and cream. But a segment showed a picture showed up again of a baby with a scar going right across the top of his head, and Stone wanted to know what that picture meant to Von Wagner, and Von Wagner just walked away. Somebody called him called the baby in the picture a freak, and Von Wagner grabbed him and pinned him down to the floor and basically scared the shit out of the bloke. So, I mean, this is like character development, I guess.
I'd say guess is probably the best way to put it, because I don't think they really know what's going on.
No. I mean, I'm guessing that the pictures of Von, that's the only thing that kind of makes sense. Or maybe a relative of Von's, but I guess we'll find out eventually. Hopefully.
Well, maybe.
So it seemed to piss Von off whenever I spoke about it.
Some of these things are just plain weird.
Yeah. Speaking of weird, after that we had Gallus and Diamond Mine in a segment where they confronted Ivy Nile and told the Creeds to keep their bird out of their business.
Do you want it?
Even though Ivy Nile saved their championships, kind of, during that match. The Diamond Mine seem to be on the same page, which is good, I guess, being they're main members on AEW now.
Well, yeah, the head diamond has disappeared.
No more strong style. So, following this, we had Eddie Thorpe versus Damon Camp. This has been building for what seems the past 2, possibly 3 weeks between these guys. Damon Kemp showed up at Thorpe's match. Thorpe ran into Damon Kemp behind stage and then saw Kemp in the gym as well. And Thorpe challenged Kemp to a match last week.
Yeah.
In a segment. And it was a great showing by Thorpe and Kemp, really, but Thorpe came away with the win after doing a jumping elbow of sorts. It wasn't like a people's elbow. It was like
There's someone coming in.
It was kind of like a people's elbow, but he did kind of like a Native American dance before he hit it.
No, I don't want to do that one before.
Yeah.
Did a Native American like shuffle, bounced off the rope, and then hit the elbow.
I'm also gonna take.
I'm not sure what the move's called. It does, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't have a name so far.
Well, not in WWE yet, anyway.
Following that, Dragunov versus Dijak. This pissed me off, this match.
For those of you unaware, I'm pointing something out to my co-host. I don't know if he's noticed.
Yeah, I've noticed. Why?
underneath your name, the height your name.
Yeah. I've noticed.
So it saves you
Okay.
having to write out the whole thing in your name thing from now on. I can just do it there.
Oh yeah, true.
So there you go.
Okay.
But anyhow, yes. Sorry, we were with Dijak, weren't we, and Dragonov? Yes.
Yeah. This match pissed me off.
Yeah. Don't dangle carrots and then don't give us what we want.
This was supposed to be a showcase of fucking brutality.
Yeah.
What we got was a showcase of chops, strikes, and anything that looked like it hurt for the first 5 minutes, and then a DQ.
Yeah.
That really didn't seem needed.
Oh, that's you. Sorry, Dan.
Because
No.
after what followed this, I'd rather have this match
Oh, I've got a
for like
overclock.
triple or quadruple the amount of time that it got. Make it an actual match instead of having it
Yeah, I've got some opposite me.
8 minutes long and ending in DQ.
Yeah. Also, if you're going to DQ end a match like this with a DQ, you have to do it in a certain way for it to work. Otherwise, but even then, I still don't like it. But it's better than what they did.
I mean, Dijak grabbed the chair,
No, I was trying to kill the
took out the referee when the referee tried to grab it. He literally pulled the referee and flung him across the ring, keeping hold of the chair, and then hit Dragunov.
Well, here's the thing about that. I would have preferred it. I mean, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. I think they both should have attacked the referee. I think it would have worked better because it emphasises how brutal they are.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't mind the ending of it, like, Dijak taking Dragunov and pinning him under the stairs. Like, that's kind of like Dijak's wheelhouse. Because he's supposed to be brutal like that. But then Dragunov literally lifted the steel chairs that were supposed to be pinning him to the floor off of him as Dijak was walking away. And Dijak didn't even look surprised.
Yeah.
And then, like, even like Dijak standing on top of those stairs as well. It was like brutality that we hadn't seen for a little while. But we both know that there's enough space on those steel stairs to be completely fine and safe. But I don't like it when steel stairs are used this way. If you're hitting somebody with them, it's a different story. But when you're putting somebody who's thin and slim in a diamond like triangle and they've got plenty of wiggle room, it doesn't work.
Yeah, it is dumb. You're exactly right. It's dumb.
The bigger one, the massive
How you feeling, Fit? But yeah, it was a bit crap.
It's getting really big for some weird reason.
Yeah, we deserve better.
Yeah, they do. Speaking of which, next match wasn't amazing either. We had Tyler Bate versus Charlie Dempsey. So I looked forward to this because it was a NXT UK rematch of sorts. And it didn't disappoint in like the technical prowess and the energy in the match. It disappointed that Gacy got a cheap shot on Bate and managed
That was literally
to fucking get Dempsey the win.
Also, the wrong person won.
Yeah, and not to mention, if you're going to have Gacy get involved, surely he should attack Wesley, who was the champion, stood ringside.
Yeah.
Tyler Bate got nothing on the champion. Like, there's like no reason for Gacy to attack Bate. it said that he's friends with the champion.
That one where you just eat myself off the edge.
It's just
No,
it's stupid.
Oh shit, there's an edge.
Yes.
Following that, we had Briggs and Jensen versus Hank Walker and Tank Ledger, a match that was built up from a Instagram social segment and based on respect. I mean, I didn't have a problem with like the whole friendly competition thing because they don't use it very often, but at the same time, it was boring.
Oh, sorry. Is the match finished?
Yeah.
Yeah. That kind of tells you my opinion. Because, yeah. I agree with Aaron. The idea is sound in theory, the friendly competition thing. Like Aaron, I think it should be used more. But, yeah.
The only thing with these segments is usually when they say friendly competition, that means that they're gonna win. They're gonna shake their They're gonna shake their friend's hand afterwards, show a bit of sportsmanship, and then the other team's gonna turn on them.
Yeah, generally.
But this didn't happen. It was just plain sportsmanship, and they walked out together. Like,
I mean, the thing is, that can be okay as long as the match is good.
And as long as they follow through with it next week,
Right.
like do something with it. Because if this just happened, this has got to be the most friendliest, like, kind of wrestling segment I've seen in about 5 years.
Yeah. Do we think they'll follow through with this?
No, probably not. They forget about it.
No, of course not.
We then found out that Supernova Sessions are returning next week, and the special guest on that show, the first show back, will be Dragon Lee. After Noam Dar's trying to make him avoid the Heritage Cup, so he's invited him on his talk show for some reason.
I love you.
Doesn't really make sense, but is what it is.
True.
That was followed by Nathan Fraser's Hard Hitting Truths. This is like the second episode of this.
Do you want the blue red eye?
I'm not a fan, really. He spoke about the draft, filled people in on where NXT superstars went here, there, and everywhere. Also targeted Noam Dar, laughed at Dar being kicked in the face by Dragon Lee last week, and replayed the clip a couple of times, laughing at it each time. And then showed a clip of Noam Dar cooing the Heritage Cup like a baby, and laughing at that too. I mean, I don't have a problem with this getting on Dar's like radar like this. Bless you, and Gesundheit. But yeah, it just seemed a bit petty and not really like the Nathan Fraser we're used to seeing in NXT UK. Usually, if he wants a fight, he goes up to that person and says, "I'd like to wrestle you" or something like that. He's a Boy Scout boy. He's not a like I'm gonna poke fun at somebody until they call me out on it kind of guy.
Yeah, this is one of those things whenever you do pin people up to like the main stuff, is they do things with these characters which are completely against what we've seen before, and it looks weird as hell. And you can usually tell that people are uncomfortable with it.
Yeah, I don't like this hard hitting truce thing. I think it's bullshit. It's crap. It's tacky.
Yeah.
So following that, we had Gallus get a visit from Tony D and Stacks in the bar. Tony D said basically to Gallus that they didn't want to mess with him, because of his contacts and whatever. Because obviously he's the Don, but they were outnumbered in the bar, so they ended up leaving. Which I mean is reasonable, but at the same time, not very Donnelly. Then we had Carmelo Hayes shown to us, listening to a promo that Bron Breakker did earlier on in the show, saying that he was going to send Trick Williams to the hospital. And he left the barbershop, which looked a lot like an office in a building.
Which is exactly what it was, obviously.
Yeah,
Someone's done it.
you can see the hallway on the outside.
Oh,
This
yeah.
was very poorly done. And he ran to go get in his car, which was probably down the hall and to the left. It was Boink's car.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels got it out of storage just for him.
Yeah, well.
And that led us to the main event of NXT, which was Trick Williams versus Bron Breakker, 1-on-1. Trick came out the gate strong, but a hesitation outside of the ring cost him, putting him almost through the announce desk, giving Breakker hell, but giving Breakker full control of the match. But yeah, this match went back and forth. It was actually a surprisingly good showing from Trick Williams. We haven't seen him wrestle a lot, being Mello's mouthpiece most of the time. But it showed us just how much Trick can do in the ring, going up against a former NXT champion in the form of Bron Breakker. Breakker eventually got mad after a close call. Trick almost pinned him. Breakker got mad, speared him in half pretty much, and put him in the recliner to get the tap out win. In true Steiner fashion, though, he didn't let go of the recliner even when the refs tried to separate him, and Mello had to come out and try and rescue him, and tried to go off the top rope, and then he also got speared in half. Breakker stood over the champ with the title in his hands, and that was the end of NXT.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought this was a very meh NXT.
Yeah.
Because normally, normally there's at least something you can go, oh, it wasn't too bad. I enjoyed that. No.
I gave it a 6, which means I found Raw more interesting than NXT this week.
I'm trying to work out what you found interesting on NXT to give it a 6, but okay.
I think the matches weren't bad. The booking was terrible in certain places.
That's fair enough.
And there was a couple of surprises.
We're looking at you, Gigi Dolan.
Right, I can't hear you. I don't know if you're talking. Make sense.
But
Hello.
yeah, nah, not a fan this week. Following that, though, we have. Well, actually, I don't know.
I've got the deal damage.
Do we do SmackDown now, or do I do Level Up now?
Well, you know I don't watch it, so you can do Level Up on there.
Okay, so for anybody who's wondering where certain people have gone, namely Dante Chen being one of them, Wendy Chu being another, and Idris Enofe and Malik Blade. they're all competing regularly on Level Up, apparently. So Level Up's been turned into a 30-minute program, and
Hello, darling.
consists of 3 10-minute matches.
Is it bad to say that it did actually come up for me?
No
That could be a good thing.
advert or segments.
Always.
And yeah, I like it at the moment. Dante Chen's really got a great connection with the crowd, and I feel like they shouldn't be keeping him here. They should have him on main roster with the reaction that he's getting. He's getting more cheers and reaction just from his entrance than Carmelo Hayes was at the last pay-per-view, Spring Breakend. Or Stand and Deliver. Like, Dante Chen's getting a lot more praise and like connection with the audience than Carmelo Hayes is. He won his match against Taewon Heights. Then Wendy Chu was in a match with a debut in Kalani Jordan, an ex-gymnast that's apparently been doing really well in the Performance Center as of late. Had a debut match against Chu. Chu won, but there was a couple of close calls, and Jordan is somebody I'm looking forward to seeing in NXT in the future because she's really athletic and probably would have been a standout in the women's championship tournament if there was space. Could have easily seen her being used as a wild card as well. Would have been interesting to watch.
Yeah, but Wendy Chu could have been in that tournament too, so there you go.
Yeah. Following that, the main event of Level Up was Malik Blade versus Idris Malik Blade and Idris Enofe versus Bronco Nima and Ishion Price. Not sure about why either of these teams are on Level Up, to be honest. And just a side note, Bronco Nima and Lucian Price were in Zion Quinn's faction that he started in NXT Level Up, the one that I was talking to you about a few weeks ago. And now that Zion Quinn's been drafted as a free agent, that faction's just not there anymore, and they haven't been seen in 5 months.
Well, yeah.
But these two guys, Bronco Nima and Lucian Price, they're ones to look out for. They are some badass in-ring dudes, heavy hitters, and very fun to watch.
Well, it's always good, isn't it, to hear about new exciting prospects coming into the.
Imagine MSK, but stronger and faster.
You mean good?
Yeah. But they've kind of got like a thug kind of feel to them. Because like they wear like cargo pants and they're like mini AOP. That's the best way I could like kind of say. They're like AOP light.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a good match and a great win for Idris and Malik. Probably their second consecutive one in 2 weeks. So I watch NXT Level Up when I can. I mean, last time I watched it was an hour-long show, and this one was only half an hour show, so I've missed a couple of weeks apparently.
What was that bang?
That was my penis.
Daddy. No,
But
I'm the leader.
yeah, I gave NXT Level Up a 9 out of 10. I didn't have a problem with it. It was just a surprise. There was no surprise, but I mean, it's the first time that I've watched it in 2 or 3 weeks. It's gone from an hour long show to a half an hour long one. That was the one
Is it?
surprise, and I wasn't exactly happy about it.
It's an interesting change considering what's happening with the competition.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have a choice. I'm really starting now.
For those of you aware, AEW's YouTube shows have all been finished.
Hmm.
There is a reason.
No,
You'll
Mm.
find
gonna
out.
die.
You'll find out in the next couple of weeks what it is. There is a reason.
Wait, sorry. What did you say? I might have missed something.
AEW's YouTube shows, yeah, you know they've all been
Yeah.
cancelled.
All right.
You know, Dark
Yeah.
Innovation, they've cancelled them all.
Oh.
Right? There is a reason. You will find out either next week or the week after, but there is a reason why.
I
Oh.
need smoke. I need smoke.
Okay?
Okay. New brand.
I won't elaborate more than that.
Hmm.
It is out there if you know where to look.
Right.
But for people who don't want to know, I don't want to spoil anything.
Hmm.
But that's why the timing's interesting, because the AEW have just done that, and now they've done this to level up.
Hmm.
I have
It's
one
interesting
golden
timing,
wrong.
basically.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of doesn't make sense either, because
I did it.
like 205 Live was an hour long show,
Are we going out the
and that was on after SmackDown, like every week, and that's
Yes.
basically what Level Up became.
Correct.
And then they had the NXT UK removed as well, so like they've lost even more thingy time. Like,
Yeah, but we're supposed to be getting NXT Europe.
I got told that that's no longer happening.
I was getting to that, yeah.
Yeah. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, it's not surprising though. But hey, UK talent, if you want somewhere to put on your wears and tears, the sake at the end of August you might want to be on.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who are unaware, All in London, AW's show.
I could just
Do you know
imagine
how-
Mastiff being in the front row.
Yeah, do you know how many tickets they've sold so far?
60,000.
Yeah, without announcing anything.
Yeah. I'm really hoping I can grab one of the tickets last minute.
Yeah, I had early access to the tickets. I tried, and I just couldn't. It just wouldn't let me get the tickets I wanted.
Yeah, I've never been to a wrestling show before, and if it was one of my first ones, and I got to see like Malachi Black, I'd be eternally
I'm not
happy.
gonna lie to you, girls. The people know.
Well, I strongly suspect we'll get all the European talent on that show.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in
I
my
mean, if
case,
you-
of course, it's literally just down the road from where I live, so it's not that hard to get to.
I mean, if we do end up both getting tickets, we could go together.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it'd be interesting
That's
because it's supposed to be a
happening.
Sunday, so obviously, if we end up doing that, there wouldn't be a show that Sunday.
Yeah. I could go live on Twitch and like stream from the arena.
If you can get a signal, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the amount of people, it could be difficult.
We have a question. Who remembers Hulk Hogan?
Well, I do because I'm old enough to remember Hulk Hogan. So yes, I do.
I remember
remember
Hulk
Hulk.
Hogan, but I don't remember seeing him wrestle except for on tape.
Yeah, I'm old enough to actually remember him wrestling. I also remember him wrestling under his real name before he was Hulk Hogan. So yes.
Yeah. I've watched his matches like on when he body slammed Andre the Giant. That's one of the first ever matches I watched of his.
Yeah, it was a big spectacle landmark at the time, but obviously in later years, for those of you who look into this stuff, you'll realise that wasn't the first time it even happened where Hogan slammed him.
No, but it was at the biggest event of the year for them, wasn't it? WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, because it wasn't widespread knowledge at the time, so it was a big deal. So the worldwide audience got to see it, but in fact, Hogan wasn't even the first person to slam him.
No, man.
Special bonus prize to anyone who actually knows who it was, other than me, because I do know who it was.
There you go.
Big Boss Man.
No, I do not expect you to get this. I really don't.
Undertaker wasn't around back then, was he?
No. This is way before that.
I would have said Big Boss Man or Viscera.
Viscera's be far too early for Viscera. Big Boss Man was in the NWA at the time, as was your first one you mentioned, named Mark Calloway.
No, from the Enhanced Havoc Shotgun.
I'm just trying to think of who like that kind of weight bracket would fit. There's Ultimate Warrior, but I thought he was NWA.
He was in West Texas Wrestling at the time, so no.
What are you looking at?
Terry.
The funny thing is, the answer is a really well-known, famous wrestler. But you have to be of the age to have been around to instantly think who this guy was. In your lifetime, my man, he would have been more known as a manager than he was a wrestler.
Terry Funk.
Yeah, if you're looking much more towards the right end of the wrestling spectrum, but that's still a bit. It's not right, but that's a better guess.
Dean Malenko.
No, that he's too late, but not by much. He's older than people think he is. Dean Malenko.
Oh, Bruno Sammartino.
That is a very good guess, but no, it's not Bruno either.
Touch. Eric Bischoff.
Oh, that would be hilarious. But I'll say back at that end time period, Eric Bischoff actually worked for
WCW.
No, what's it bloody called? Vern Gagne's wrestling company up in Minnesota. I can't remember its bloody name.
Demolition Wrestling?
No, it was a big company at the time, but I can't remember the name of it for life. It's actually where Hogan started, weirdly enough.
Oh, Nitro?
No, this was a wrestling company.
Oh, I was looking at Anakin Skywalker.
I'm gonna have to look this up because I can't remember what it is, and it's going to annoy me if I don't. But this company literally is where WWE got all their big names from, like Hogan, Heenan.
Oh, it wasn't Jake the Snake, was it?
Sorry?
Jake the Snake that slammed Andre.
It was not, but that's not the worst guess either.
I swear I've seen him and Andre in a match before. Yeah, because Andre used to be terrified of the snake, didn't he? With Jake
You're right. They did wrestle, but this happened again. That happened later on, though. AWA. There you go.
So what's Hogan's real name?
Terry Bollea.
Terry Bollea. Oh, feeling fit. You're right. She said Terry.
He did wrestle under his real name for a while, by the way, before he became Hogan. That happened
So-
in the AWA.
Who slammed Andre?
Okay. I'm going to put you out of your misery because it's something you probably need to really know your knowledge on. It was a gentleman called Harley Race,
Oh,
who Aaron actually does know. He's just it would never have occurred to him.
I didn't even say Dusty. What the fuck? Could have said
Yeah.
Dusty.
There's a few people
If
that
I'd
I
have said
think you.
Dusty, I'd have gone to Harley next.
They're shooting over here, guys.
Yeah, right time period. Yeah,
I should have said it after you said Bobby the Brain. Fucking
yeah. I did try giving you a few clues, but I just didn't want to be too obvious because Terry Funk was a really again right time period.
yeah. Budgery God.
Well, there you go. You've learnt something anyway, which is always good. So
Yeah,
'Cause
Jake
for
the
you-
Snake Roberts used to come to the ring with a burlap sack with a snake inside of it. My
Yeah,
mum
called,
remembers.
called Damien, and here's the fun
Yeah.
part for you. It's a nice little fact for you people. When he originally started that gimmick, he was afraid of snakes.
Yeah. My mum remembers watching a wrestling
I've got him.
show where
Two of them.
somebody smacked Jake the Snake's burlap sack with a steel chair repeatedly, and that's when he stopped coming to the ring with the snake.
That was Earthquake. He actually, in storyline, killed the snake.
Yeah, that's my mum's earliest memory of wrestling.
Yeah. And in later years, when Jake brought out a snake, it was actually a cobra.
Yeah.
So
Well, the funny thing was he used I think it's like a 12-foot long royal python to scare the crap out of Andre and get him out of the rumble.
that was Damien. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Damien.
So
A 12-foot
thing-
long royal python.
for
I'd
those, of you who wanna-
run too.
for those of you who want to see an example of Jake with the Cobra and how it can go very wrong when you handle snakes in the ring, find Halloween Havoc 1992. So WCW pay-per-view. Okay. There's the main event.
The ring.
The main event is a coal miner's glove match, and part of the ending is that Cobra bites Jake the Snake.
Didn't it bite one of the Hart Foundation as well?
One of them, that same snake actually bit Randy Savage.
That's the one, Randy Savage.
It was the whole after he retired thing after the match with the Warrior in '91.
Yeah. It
So-
bit Randy Savage, it bit him, probably bit
Yeah.
somebody backstage, knowing the stage hands luck
Yeah.
at some
The
point.
Savage thing was in '91. Then the thing with Jake being bit by the snake was in '92, and then he disappeared for a few years. And then you didn't see him again until he came back to WWE with his born again Christian gimmick.
Oh shit, there's loads of them.
Yeah, and now he's in AEW. Was.
Technically is, but he's health
New
issues,
Japan
so
as well.
he's not around a lot. So
He's helping his son get a lovely career choice.
yeah, which is always nice.
Fuck you.
Because everybody dies. Anyway,
Yeah. So yeah, if we do have anybody who has questions about obviously the older stuff, then by all means ask, because between the two of us we know quite a lot.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan did have a chainsaw. Yeah.
He also once came to the ring wearing a gimp studded mask and a little crown on a 2x4.
Yeah.
And for those of you thinking I'm kidding, I'm not. He was in a 6-man tag match in SummerSlam 1989. He came out of Demolition, and that's how he dressed.
You know, you say Demolition, I was going to say Legion of Doom. I was like,
Well, that is why
That's all right.
Demolition existed, because the Legion of Doom gimmick. That's why they were dressed that way.
Yeah.
So, because
could have been worse. Could have been dressed up with a sparkly clone helmet and a diaper-looking ring gear.
Hi, Carrion.
Yeah. Or as we like to call him, Metal Gimp, over on this
Metal
channel.
Metal Gimp Solid.
Yeah.
Gaming channel, right? So there you go. Metal Gimp Solid.
Yeah. Iron Gimpen.
Oh, it's all good
Well, we don't
fun.
say that around his wife.
Yeah.
Because we
Okay,
know better.
Soon as we
His wife
brought
was
the Metal
scary.
Gimp into it, we can still say she needs to wrestle.
Oh, look, Bordeaux needs to wrestle.
Exactly.
Halloween
We got
not
it
good
in.
for me. Last Halloween, I dressed up as Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, for a
I
full
remember you doing it
12-hour
on stream. Yeah.
zombie stream. That was a lot of
So-
fun. Peanut was dressed up as Beetlejuice, and T didn't dress
Oh,
up.
you streaming?
Yeah, guys, if you have ideas for Aaron to dress up on streams and stuff and you want to help contribute towards it, let him know.
I don't know what I'm dressing up for. I don't know what I'm dressing up as this year for Halloween.
That's okay, because I'm not going for a way as well.
But that's exactly what I'm saying, people. Give Aaron ideas, you know. Help inspire the man.
Photos are probably on Instagram.
I
I'll
believe
probably have a few
Do you know what I'm dressing up as?
laying around somewhere.
The best you've ever been with.
That's not hard.
I don't need to dress up for it. Yeah.
That's it. Just gonna go back through Aaron's Instagram timeline here, people. So we'll see if I can find it. I'm sure it is on here, by the way.
Yeah, I think I have a few pictures in my camera roll. If not,
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure there will be something in it. It'd be weird if there wasn't. Let's see.
I'm
Just want to
pretty
take
sure I didn't. I'm not sure I posted a picture of me dressed up. I think I was more doing TikToks and stuff of the graphic that we came up with for it, with all the details and stuff.
that does seem quite likely.
I mean, I can send you a photo on Discord if you like of the outfit. I've probably got one or two on my phone somewhere.
Weird enough, it doesn't appear to be on your Instagram. Or maybe I just went past it.
You going as Bucky?
Wouldn't surprise me.
You going as Bucky?
I did that last time.
No, you didn't.
What?
Yeah, you
We'll
did.
have to see if we can find that at some point because I think it'd be interesting. Oh, by the way, for those of you out there who aren't English, Happy Mother's Day.
Oh yeah, happy Mother's Day to all you Americans, Canadians, and Australians.
And Italians, it's to them as well.
Oh, is it? I thought they shared ours.
No, for anyone who's not English, basically.
Oh,
Yeah. So
no, fuck.
my other half's mother's Italian. That's how I know.
Yeah.
So-
Well, happy Mother's Day to all future, present, and past mothers out there today.
sorry, Aaron. What was that?
Okay. Should I repeat this?
Future, present, and past mothers of today.
Yeah.
Repeat it.
Happy days to you all.
Haley had purchased something today.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Well, it's today for some of you, depending where in the world you are, of course. Oh, look, Aaron upgraded. Kaylee, you've been replaced.
You
know, that looks like the picture of that Stitch I used to use on Salt and stuff. You know, when it was face down, it's everything spread out. That's what that looks. That definitely looks like the same Stitch.
On his left arm.
Left arm.
Yeah, he just threw my Stitch.
I don't know if you can hear that.
I do have a question, yeah? sort of, yeah.
You can throw them at me, just don't lob them on the floor. Yeah, yesterday.
I
I'm
have one thing
debating
to
with
say.
a friend,
I have one thing
like,
to say right now, as far as that goes.
Mhm.
Not touching you.
Not touching me.
Yeah, that's a callback to something that used to happen. So,
Mhm.
air.
Not touching you.
You can't even do a stitch.
Not
Shut up.
touching you.
Filthy, stinking stitches. I'm going to eat some roses with some fava beans and a nice jerky.
Not touching you.
Yes.
It's free
Give
air.
us the stitches. We eat some roses.
I just realised it's flipped on the screen here, so like I'm touching you here, but on YouTube I'm not. I'm pointing that way.
Nobody was banging in the corner. Oh shit.
for those who are unaware, basically this is
Not
mirrored. So, yeah,
Not
I did not
touching you.
realize that it was that far away.
Not
And
we're touching
touching you.
fingers, right? We were touching fingers. There we go.
Just tips. Just tips.
Don't worry, guys. We're not touching tips. It ain't that kind of show.
Well, it wasn't until now. Anyway.
No, Aaron's that's a special show Aaron does on his exclusive thing for his special fans, and it's called Docking Central.
To be fair, I'm going to make this my last one because I'm tired as fuck.
And for those of you who don't know what docking is, turn on safe search or use incognito mode and then search it. Do not do it on a work computer. That's all I'm saying.
Could you smell?
So, we still have to do SmackDown, by the way, just so you're aware.
Yeah.
We got kind of a bit waylaid for different things, so yes.
Kicked off with Edge versus Mysterio versus AJ Styles. I mean, we've covered the tournament, and like the fact that SmackDown had a part in this bracket is kind of stupid, but anyway. Yes. AJ Styles got first spot in the semi-final. The match was really good, but I mean, with three veterans in the ring, you can't exactly expect it to be bad.
Well, especially these three.
Yeah, this is like a dream match in some people's cases, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's a shame because the other two are, you'd want them to be younger ideally, but obviously, you know.
I have absolutely
Yeah, you can see Edge kind of struggled to keep up a little bit in certain places.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, even at the age Ray is now, Ray's still fairly quick, so he doesn't have that issue, even with all the surgeries he's had. But can you imagine this match about 15 years ago when you've got a full-powered Ray and a full-powered Edge as well as AJ?
Yeah, I mean, when AJ had Rey Mysterio in the calf crusher, I was kind of like wincing for Rey because of the fact that he had surgery 5 times on his left knee alone and
Yeah.
like 4 times on his right one. I was like,
and for anyone wondering why Rey Mysterio Jr. has had to have knee surgery so many times, go watch his early matches, and then you'll know why.
I think how many times you see him bump his knee on a ring post every now and then as well because some rookie's thrown him the wrong way.
Yeah. Looking at you, Baron Corbin.
Yeah. But yeah, following that we had Theory versus Sheamus versus Lashley in the second one of these matches. Like this didn't feel rushed at all. This was basically an all-out brawl, and then you had Theory in the middle.
Yeah, one of these things is not like the others.
Lashley took a bump from Theory. Theory actually threw him into the stairs and misplaced the throw, so Lashley's head got scraped right across the corner of the steel stairs. and that's where Lashley got busted open. So Theory probably will end up getting a receipt for that down the road.
No, because as a result of this, they've implemented a blood ban on WWE television because this keeps happening.
Yeah, and they're black and white in any video footage that features blood on TV now
It's
and on
also
Instagram.
It's also how you get around it on YouTube as well for anyone who's curious.
Yeah, they're doing it on all three platforms. On TV, on YouTube Reels, and on Instagram posts.
Well, YouTubers have been getting away with showing things like graphic stuff like that for years if you just do it in black and white.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing somebody watched a YouTube thing and thought, oh, well, I know.
Yeah. It was a good win. Lashley won.
No problem with that.
And we also found out after the match that whoever won the final match between AJ and Lashley would be special guest on Grayson Waller's first talk show on main roster. So we're getting the Grayson Waller effect next week with the winner of the main event. Yeah. But this wasn't the worst part of the show for me.
Oh, the match was fine.
No.
That's horrible.
Following this though, something really funny happened next. Corbin versus Cameron Grimes. Corbin started the match with a mic saying that in the next 2 minutes Grimes would be wishing he was back in NXT. And then 5 minutes later, he was picking his jaw up off the floor after losing the match to Grimes in record time with a single cave-in.
What's funny about this, go back a few years, is that his former manager, JBL, lost a match very quickly to Rey Mysterio after shouting his mouth off in a similar scenario. So the parallels are kind of interesting here.
Yeah, they're basically writing Corbin the same Mysterio storyline. So I feel like these two are going to have a bit of a story brewing between the two of them. What makes me laugh is Corbin's supposed to be like the next wrestling god, next JBL.
Yeah.
Cameron Grimes was meant to be the next $1 million man. So, I mean, this will kind of work with the parallels.
It certainly could. I mean, it depends if they're going to keep those gimmicks. That'd be the thing, of course, because WWE are known for really sticking to stuff, aren't they?
Mm. So, following that, we had Reigns in a segment. We had the usual acknowledgement BS as usual, and then Reigns talked about greatness and respect and the real one royal family in wrestling. That's apparently the bloodline. He said he loved Sikoa and stuff for a bit, and then said that Sikoa said, "What about Sammy and KO?" And he said they're not the problem. His brothers were and had a go at the Usos. Reigns wanted an apology from Jimmy, and Jimmy started laughing. The audience started chanting no because they didn't want Jimmy to apologize. Roman pushed him, like literally face palmed him off.
And that clip has been shown all over the social medias, by the way, for those of you wondering.
Yeah. And Jimmy was about to react big time and probably push Roman back. And Jay stepped in front of him and apologized on behalf of both of them, which was like not what really we expected to happen, but it happened anyway. They're building this up and it's getting boring again.
To be fair, there could be baiting in Roman for this because of Jimmy doing that.
Yeah.
But this has gone on way too long because once Zayn and Owens have the belts, they kind of need to just move away from that.
Yeah. So in the next breath, Reigns said that the tag titles were coming back to the Bloodline, and told the wise man to fill him in. Heyman grabbed the mic and said that at Night of Champions, there will be a tag team championship match between Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns, and the tag champions, and that Roman Reigns would be dedicating this championship match to the greatest tag team in WWE history, Alpha and oh fuck, I forgot his name.
Alpha and
Seeker.
Seeker.
Yeah, the Wild Samoans.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know who they are, shame on you. Learn your history.
Yeah.
But give you a hint.
And,
There's a reason the bloodline exists.
yeah, but yeah, this kind of left the Usos speechless in the middle of the ring. And to be honest, I'd like to point out here that
Yeah.
if they wanted to do this and leave Roman out of it, which I think would be better, they have a Samoan that's now a free agent thanks to the draft. Put Solo Sikoa with Zion Quinn.
Okay. Right.
It would make sense.
I do have an issue with this. It's not the one that you've just brought up, but that is a good point you make. Where is Night of Champions?
Saudi.
Who are the tag team champions?
KO and Sammy.
So, anybody see the problem yet?
We discussed this before.
Yeah.
Who's shooting at me?
The only thing that makes sense is that the Royals have donated a hell of a lot of money to Sammy's charity and got him to go abroad.
Yeah, which is what I mentioned when we brought this up before, because it's the only way I could see them doing this, or Zayn wanting to do this.
Yeah,
agreed
not
to do
sure about the figures. Not sure about the figures for it, but it seems like that's going ahead.
Yeah, there has to be something's changed or moved here, because the way it was before, that was a big time. Not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, Sammy wasn't a face
Yeah.
before.
So I'd be curious to see what's
Are we
changed.
going to them?
I'd be curious to see if he makes it out of Saudi.
I'd be curious as to whether he gets into Saudi to begin with. It could be part of the storyline.
Yeah, possibly. I guess we have to wait and see.
It's not the first time WWE wrestlers might have had plane problems in Saudi Arabia. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's the little things in life. Technical issue there for Aaron. He just has to plug in Kaylee's power cord, I think.
I say there's literally one in front of you.
I don't know anybody's deal here. But yeah, that's gonna be a fun little thing to do. The Zayn in Saudi thing.
Yeah.
So following that, we had Liv and Gonzalez versus Bailey and Kai for the women's tag titles. It was an okay match. The champs retained, and Bailey lost in the same style that Io lost at Backlash, which was kind of poetic.
I mean, wrong.
Yeah.
And following that, we had Pretty Deadly poking fun at the Brawling Brutes. And to be honest, I liked this because this means that we're going to see the Brutes beat the crap out of Pretty Deadly. Hopefully.
I was waiting for that other shoe to drop. I was thinking, hang on.
I'll be watching that and probably re-watching it, depending on how good the shots are.
He'll be there with his little slow-mo button as well to watch it as bang, bang.
I will personally go back, record it, and put it in slow mo just to watch teeth fly and count them as they fall out of somebody's mouth.
Yeah.
And I have like a little square in the bottom corner of me smiling from ear to ear, going like this the whole time.
You should literally put it up as a reaction.
I might do that. It's not a
Yeah,
bad shout.
because people who've watched you on this show know full well you did not enjoy Pretty Deadly at all.
And from the looks of Seamus's face, he's not liking them so far either.
I think he's on your side on that one.
Yay.
I mean, to be fair, it kind of makes sense. He would stick up. Obviously, he being Irish, he would be sticking up for you.
Yeah. And then, following that, speaking of celebrating, we had a celebration segment that just didn't really happen. Belair came out to the ring that was covered in balloons in her hometown and got interrupted straight away by Oscar, who came out to the ring, extended a hand, and shook Belair's hands just to spray mist in her face.
Yep.
And Belair was like going for the Oscar, really. She was full out like panicking and flailing like a fish out of water.
You could say she wasn't ready for Asuka.
Yeah, you could say that. I like Oscar's tweet after the show. She took a picture of herself and she had red contact lenses in and said, "My mist has chili in it." I was like, yeah, from the look on Belair's face, it probably did.
Respect. You know, live it, make it work. Good going for her.
Okay, babe. Like it.
Yeah, I mean, the WWE aren't going to help progress storylines. They're going to the rest of them have to do it for themselves. So this is a good call from them.
What I really didn't understand, you had this really fast, simple segment. Then they cut back after the break, and Belair was in the trainer room with two trainers standing next to her with a towel, and she was still flailing like she didn't know where she was, even though she got back there in less than 5 minutes.
Because somebody didn't go to their actors meeting. I actually have a legitimate thing I'm going to bring up, by the way. Now we're talking about segments and stuff, right? I don't know if you're aware of this, but the Writers Guild of America have gone on strike. Okay, for those of you who don't know what that means, those are the people who write the movies, TV shows, and the late night comedy sketches and stuff you see on shows. So basically, none of those are being done at the moment because there's no writers. Now, I'm curious as to whether the wrestling writing team are part of this guild, because if they are,
that explains why there's been less segments.
That's what I'm thinking.
But that would also explain why half of the matches felt rushed, because they probably got put in because they couldn't do the segments because they didn't have the writing for it.
Yeah, because literally this started literally just the other week, and it's like a few days before War. So yeah, I'm wondering if this is why.
Maybe.
So it might not be, but it did occur to me why you talked about the segment. I was thinking I've mentioned this just in case it is a thing. But to my knowledge, I don't know. I'll see if I can find out, but it occurred to me because it's affected everything else that involves writing, and obviously segments and stuff get written. So it's just whether the WWE writers are part of the guild is all.
Yeah. So following that shortcut of a segment, we had Bobby Lashley versus AJ Styles for the title of second place in the World Championship tournament. And AJ Styles came second. By ways, I mean, he won this match against Lashley.
Yeah.
So we're getting Styles versus Rollins in Saudi at Night of Champions, where a new title will go home to Seth Rollins' title cabinet.
Wow, such faith you have.
Uh,
I wouldn't call it faith. I'd just call it like knowledge in WWE's lack of creativity when it comes to their booking. It's like a foregone conclusion at this point because they're not going to have AJ Styles go to Raw when they've just drafted the entire OC to SmackDown.
Yeah, but can't you see them having AJ win the belt and just take it to SmackDown?
Yeah, but I'm really hoping they don't. Because if they do, that's just asking Roman Reigns to pick up a third belt, knowing WWE.
Again, can't you see them having AJ win the belt and take it to SmackDown?
I can, but I don't want to.
Yeah, this is
I
why.
think they're way too lazy to think of something like that. Let's be honest. They're just going to stick with it in Raw where it's supposed to be.
That's what they should do, honestly, because if you look at it by pure logic and makes sense, you kind of need it to be Seth.
wait, that actually happened in Coraline.
So
I haven't.
Oh my god.
who is Katie talking to, by the way?
Yeah.
Kira's streaming right now.
Yeah. They're streaming together.
I'm not even going to ask what they're streaming.
Oh, you shouldn't have to. It's always Fortnite with these two.
Well, that's just women and streaming. That can be quite source there.
Yeah. I get you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you've just had your bath. You've just had your bathroom redone, man. For all I know, you've put in a hot tub there, and Katie's doing a hot tub streams.
My bathroom's not big enough.
What the fuck?
Anyway.
Yeah, I heard that.
I gave SmackDown a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I think this deserved the 6 more than Raw. They're more than NXT did. So.
Yeah. I just think it's nice that we know that Belair's getting acting lessons from Don Callis. Quite the crossover, really.
Yeah. So.
I've got to get lightsaber.
Favorite match of the week?
Yeah, here we go. This is where Aaron tells us his favourite stuff of the week. Let's hear it. Come on.
I haven't.
Moxley and Omega in Steel Cage.
I can see that.
But I also liked Garcia versus Orange Cassidy.
I have a different answer to you.
Mm.
I wonder if you can guess.
I'm guessing you like the firm deletion match.
Can I go for the elimination of
No?
that? Because I'm literally in the zone.
We talking WWE or AEW?
Oh, AEW.
The trios match between House of Black and the Best Amigos.
I liked the match, but that's not it either, no.
I mean, the geezer is.
I liked that match as well.
Yeah, would you like me just to tell you? Well, you like Malachi, so that's not really surprising. Would you like me to tell you what the match was?
Go on then.
Okay, you tell me.
Phoenix and Claudio.
Where are you, motherfucker?
I don't really remember it that well.
Right? It
I
was,
know it started off the show.
Yeah. I liked it for several reasons. One, it was a good match. And two, it actually had actual stakes to it. What they did was they called it a double jeopardy match, which basically both of them hold belts. Neither belt was on the line in this match, but if you won, you got a chance at that belt that that person held.
And Claudio won, so he gets to face Phoenix and Penta, and he gets to choose his tag team partner.
Yeah, for the Ring of Honor tag team titles.
Smart man would say he'd pick Moxley.
I think it's Wheeler.
I can't. I don't. I don't know. I don't. I wouldn't want him to pick Wheeler because then that means Wheeler's got 2 belts, and I wouldn't be a fan of that. I mean, he could throw his championship opportunity at Danielson and say like Danielson and Moxley team up. That way, the whole of the Blackpool Combat Club would have gold
I actually
or
have.
silver in this
I
case.
tell you who I tell you the team I'd want it to be, but I think it's the least likely.
Mm.
Claudio and Danielson.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, but I mean, there's who I think it might be. There's who I'd like it to be, but I think there's who I think they'll pick, and I think you're probably right. I think it's probably Moxley.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is Danielson seems to be taking a more talkative role than anything. If you notice, like when the Bucks came out the other week, he didn't take a hit or anything.
Injury.
So I think he might be injured at the minute.
Yeah, injury.
Mm.
He's on what's known as technically as the no touch thing at the moment.
Concussion?
Niggling injuries, but they want him to probably heal, so no touchy. Although I've got to say, promo of the week has got to go to Christian Cage. Think about it. What he said to Wardlow. My favourite line? Your dad's not famous, so I don't care.
I don't know. I'd say best mic drop of the week, probably the Acclaimed when they insulted Vince McMahon's mustache on the way to the ring.
Yeah, but that's easy. Everyone can do that because it's fucking stupid. But the reason I like the Christian Cage one is because it actually developed the storyline and moved it forward.
Yeah.
Because it told you more about Wardlow. It told you about Christian. It also put over Jungle Boy, and it also put forward Luchasaurus as well. It did multiple things with one promo, and I like that from a promo.
Yeah, it's got multiple levels. Levels are good.
So
they're like layers and cakes of layers.
Exactly, and considering we get starved of that on WWE shows, I like it when I get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you though, I did enjoy the 6-man. I do love the fact that the Best Amigos forgot that they're supposed to have a wall in the match.
And they just said no spooky bitches outside. I was just like, if they really worked, if somebody was clever enough to work this the right way, they could do it so that way half of the match, like their team has tornado rules and the other team has normal rules.
Oh, come on, dude. There's a much easier thing you could do to really ditch the House of Black.
Girls, I am off. I'm going to bed.
3-on-1. Handicap.
Yeah, I'm going to stay on the phone quickly to show you that thing. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think eventually a team will think of a really interesting rule here to do that applies to these matches. But to be honest, I like the rules the House of Black have imposed in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally just.
I mean, I'd like it if like they had the 3-on-1 rules, like I said, like the 3-on-3 rules, but half have tornado rules, the other ones have normal rules, and like the other 3 in the match were Death Triangle or the Lucha Bros and Del Vikingo, because like that would be fast paced and really cool. And I'd be interested to see how the House of Black worked it.
Yeah, at the moment it'd be Viking lingo because Pac's elsewhere doing stuff. That's why he's not around right now.
Yeah.
So,
I imagine he's pressing in UK.
he's doing something, and I'm not going to elaborate more than that.
Okay.
So, yeah. It's something that's not common knowledge, so I'm not going to say what it is.
Oh, that's fair enough.
So, because like I tell people all the time, if I know something and it's a spoiler, I ain't saying what it is.
They weren't saved.
I
Yeah.
don't like spoiling stuff because, for one thing, I know you don't like being spoiled.
Yeah.
And I don't like spoiling people.
I'll speak to you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.
Yeah.
Only time I'll ever reveal something like that is if I know for a fact it's going to fail badly, because some of these things do. But that's not one of them. But nice
You
surprise.
didn't tell me anything about the TBS Championship, and that's failed pretty badly.
Yeah. For now.
Oh god.
Put it this way. You may find that belt gets a bit more because of something that's going to happen because those shows been cancelled.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a few things that are going to change. It's also the same reason you saw Miro and Thunder Rosa this week.
Okay.
So, yeah. If everything goes to plan, Tony Khan will announce it this Wednesday on Dynamite. And then you may understand a bit more.
Fair enough.
So it's why I don't want to say what it is, because if he sticks to the announcement, you'll find out in about 3 days from now. And it's more fun if you get the surprises directly from where they're supposed to be, because it's more fun that way. Aaron trying to show us he's got the pen to write the book. So, yeah. The Final Deletion match was what I expected it to be, though, because you did mention it. And it had all the normal spots you expect. It was fun, but that's all it was. Yeah, I know I'm number one. I'm number one. Thank you very much. But I would point out that I'm not the one who said you couldn't do hot tub streams on Twitch.
I mean, I could quite easily just do that right now.
Yeah, but I'm not the one who said you couldn't. He's sat right there in that chair.
Oh, we said I can't do a lot of things, but I still do it.
Aaron looks slightly concerned.
It's called me being the oldest and him respecting his elders.
Well, technically, then you should respect me.
Respect is earned.
Well, Aaron can use that same argument then.
Nah, I'll wear the trousers.
You may wear the trousers, but I have the pockets.
Yeah.
I had the flame.
I would point out, though, because if he's got the big balls, then he needs a skirt because the trousers won't contain his balls. That's a thinker, people. Have a think about it.
I didn't even know what it was.
The other thing you got here, of course, is... So that's pretty much that's a lot of the wrestling stuff. So here we go. So let's go with... Aaron's going to tell us what he's up to this week on his Twitch. Aren't you, Aaron?
Getting boned.
Well, on Twitch?
No, that's Kick. Anyway,
hang on. You told us you ain't going to do Kick. What the hell?
no, I'm not on Kick.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
going to say.
So Monday's my random Mondays. The past 2 weeks have gone really well. If you're the first one in the stream, you can come join me, play some games, pick whatever game you want, and then Wednesdays, week after Wednesday, carrying on with the house. Hopefully, going to incorporate a iron farm into the build somehow. Also working on like areas that we started last week, because I started putting leaves on this tree and I ended up doing it in a weird way that kind of made it look like it had a leaf pyramid on top of it. Because I thought I was doing it in a circular way, but I was doing it in a diamond shape instead. So it looked like a square-based pyramid on top of a circular tree. It didn't look great at all. So instead of getting rid of all the leaves and starting again from scratch, I've used those leaves as scaffolding, I guess you could say. And I've been like adding more branches in and extending the foliage outwards.
Gotcha.
So that way it looks more tree-like, and I'm going to be adding in some more branches and doing some work in certain places. Hopefully we get the treehouse done this week, because this is our 6th week working on it, and I'm getting frustrated with it now.
Ah,
So the Friday will be Fortnite Friday, and then that leads us back to Sunday, which will be chilling, killing, and coffee in the morning, which I couldn't do today because we had builders around. And then 50-50 booking in the evening with Peter and yours truly.
yes, which brings you back to us, of course. Yes, so
Yeah.
because we do most Sundays, barring any sort of problems that may occur or times we can't
Health
do something.
issues.
Yeah, there's health issues, and the nature of what I do for a living can interfere with what I do. So there's that. So also been, for those of you unaware, I've been rather busy over the last couple of weeks because of something that happened not too long ago, and been busy a few since. In fact, I am doing another thing to do with it tomorrow, so I'm going somewhere, and yeah. So that's going to be a fun little thing for me. I might end up having to do that a few more times, I think. So, but it makes people all kinds of happy. Yeah. So
Yeah.
makes me happy too. But it's just a case of sometimes we just get busy, guys. But obviously, always do your supports and stuff for Aaron as much as you can, because Aaron generally can do this stuff more than I can. So because of the nature of things, Aaron is a full-time streamer. It's what he does. We do this for a laugh, and it's funny. And then we get occasionally stream bombed by Kaylee, because Kaylee.
Hi.
So,
Do you need some guys?
No.
Oh, damn it.
now, here's the thing, Kaylee, before you disappear. Any updates you'd like to give to the people about anything at all?
That we're getting married in 4 months? I don't fucking know.
Don't you have a Twitch?
Yeah.
Would you like to tell people what it is in case they don't know?
Head over to my OnlyFans, not caring enough for colours. No, my Twitch is Mrs. Caring. Come follow me, bitch.
There you go, see. Because Kaylee makes enough appearances on this, I think she should promote herself when she appears here. You know, it's one of those little
I don't stream
things.
enough, but I do stream sometimes.
If you pester her enough and give her enough stuff, she'll probably stream more.
To be fair, I've got work now until next weekend. Well, until the weekend. And then I'm off for 4 days. So potentially.
Ooh. Could be more streams for you guys, yeah. So make sure you tell Kaylee what you'd like to see. Apparently you do Fortnite mostly, I've been told, so...
Yeah, because I've been told to only do one game until I get affiliated.
Who said that?
You did.
No, I said that. I only did one game.
No, you said it's best for you to only do one game until you get affiliated.
Or was this one of those things where it helps you attract an audience kind of thing, is it?
I mean, it helps to be like consistent doing the same thing when you first start, and then obviously once you hit affiliate, you can branch out and try other things, test it with the community, see whether or not they like it.
I mean, to be fair, I only play Fortnite at the minute anyway. Because somebody's got me addicted.
I did no such thing.
Yeah, but what about
You
Fortnite?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what you can catch Kelly doing when she streams. She'll be doing Fortnite. Do you do streams with Aaron when you do Fortnite, or is there anybody else you possibly do them with as well?
I mean, I mainly play when I stream. I'm mainly streaming with Kira and
Yeah. For those with long memories, you'll know who Kira is because Kira's appeared on this channel before.
Lots of times.
Yeah. So, and the link to her Twitch is also buried in this channel on her appearances. So go have a look at that.
I mean, it's not anymore because her Twitch name's changed.
They'll be able to find it.
Ah.
It's one of those interesting, fun things. So, because all they've got to do is come to our profile and see who we follow, and it'll be listed under that because it's followed from our Twitch. So,
I have got one thing to add though.
Yep.
So you know how my favourite group is McFly?
Yes, I remember this. Yes.
So I was watching I was watching the Basis live stream earlier, and I was screen recording it because I was like typing messages to see if he'd reply. I put a message in and it wouldn't send. Stop screen recording, come back on, and the bastard answered my fucking question while I wasn't screen recording. I was fuming.
You realise, of course, it probably happened because you stopped the stream recording.
Well, no, I didn't stop the screen recording. It's because the internet went off and stopped the live, so I couldn't actually see anything. So I stopped screen recording because I didn't want to waste my phone and that. And then the internet started working again. And it literally, as it started working, he was answering my question.
So Kaylee's blaming the internet. I gotcha.
I am, because it was Dougie Lee Pointer from McFly. He is my favourite member, and he replied to me, and I didn't get it on screen recording.
Now, which one's that?
The bassist.
What's he look like?
He was in I'm Celebrity and he won it.
No, you didn't.
I wouldn't know that, dude. I need a better description. I need a better thing than that. I don't watch reality TV shows.
He's the most emo one out of the four.
He's not emo.
Okay, he's the most emo looking one out of the four.
He's not emo. Or emo looking.
Okay, he's the most grungy one looking out of the four.
Is that his pronoun, emo?
Emo loves you.
Kind of looks like Sketch.
Oh, him! Okay, I've got a fun story to tell you about him.
Do tell.
I've met him.
So have I. Twice.
Yeah, I did photographs for a movie premiere he did for one of his films. We had a nice long chat afterwards.
He's lovely. He told me, because I met him twice in 2012, once at a concert, and I literally went, "Can you sign my phone, please?" and shoved my phone at him.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of 2012, I went to their book signing that him and Tom done, The Dinosaur That Pooped Christmas. I went with my little cousin. We had like stuff on our faces, like drawing. And I handed him a birthday card. I was like, "Happy birthday, 30th," and he went, "Thanks. I like your face art." And that was it. I was done. Gone. Little 15-year-old Kaylee, dead to the world.
Ah, I see. He's in this Amazon film that was released on Amazon. It's called The Host, and he's one of the characters in it. And that's the film I bet him up for the premiere for. So,
You didn't know. I could tell by the way she grabbed the phone and started searching.
Yeah.
He's going to go watch it now. Thanks, Peter.
You're welcome. It may still be on Amazon. I don't know.
What is it, 2013, 2007?
I would actually have to check to remember because I'm not exactly sure what year it came out. I just remember I took the picture of it because that's where I met the guy. So the picture is normally like a woman and it's sort of very dark background looking.
Was it a horror then?
One.
I'm not sure it's that one. Hang on, I need to find this.
Is it The Host?
Yeah, there we go. It's this one. 2020. It'll look like that. Can you make out the picture? That's the one. Yeah.
There he is. That's my favourite
Jesus. What do you call him, a white boy?
one. I love him.
That's
It's a
an answer my
TikTok.
question.
It's a TikTok. There he is. There's my favourite white boy.
Oh. Oh,
Fair
Spinder.
enough.
Where?
Yeah, it may still be on Amazon Prime. If it isn't, you might be able to find it on other streaming platforms. But it
You have
was
to pay
you could
for it.
watch it on Prime.
But I will pay for it.
Okay. So,
Just because
Yeah,
it's Danny from Fly and I love him.
because they did the premiere of it at a West End London hotel, and that's where I met him.
Isn't he a nice guy though?
He was when I spoke to him, and that's all I can judge him by. He was nice to me. So
The 2 times I've met him, he was lovely. I know it was kind of he had to be because it was
Fans.
fans, but
yeah, I get that. But the thing is, I wasn't a fan, and I was there just to take pictures the whole event. So he had no reason to be nice to me at all, but he was. So I think that probably votes quite well for him.
he has had some issues in the past, but
He seems really down to earth in all the interviews and shit.
he is.
But he did
Even
interviews
he was
while we were
on
there,
Unfriended.
and he does seem very normal, which is unusual for somebody that's well known.
He reminds me of Sketch from Tattoo Fixers.
I'll give you that. He's fine. So Sketch.
Sketch is an asshole, but I like that.
Yeah.
Well, again, not all famous people are nice in real life. In fact, most of them are arseholes, but
They
some
wouldn't
are.
even call Sketch famous, really. Yeah, he was on TV, but
Well, technically, people like to call themselves famous if they've even been on TV for about 5 seconds. Because by that logic, I'm famous. But I don't consider myself famous because I've been on television. I've been in film.
Wait, by that logic, I'm famous.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
there was a
It's-
Fly documentary out years and years ago, like 2010 or something. And I went to the Wembley tour, and you can see me in the video.
So
I went to England versus the rest of the world the first time it was on, and you could see me and my bro was holding up a Get Well Soon Grandad banner.
there you go. See? So it depends on how you define famous, really, doesn't it? Because by that logic, all 3 of us have been on television and stuff, so we would technically be famous.
I watched it the year that Gordon Ramsay played and tore his hamstring. Good times.
Don't like Gordon Ramsay, I'll take it.
Oh no, I love Gordon Ramsay, but just good times.
My cousin, when he was younger, used to work in one of his restaurants.
He's a very
Apparently
nice guy, but he takes his profession really seriously.
Yeah, that's what my cousin said. So yeah, that tracks. So, but most chefs are like that for their actual when they're in the kitchens. Because I've been in a few kitchens with chefs, and yeah, the things you hear about chefs are nowhere near as bad as what they actually are. But there's a reason they are that way, and it does get you a lot of things. By the way, if you keep playing his ears like that, I'll end up calling him Prince Charles because you'll end up giving him those big ears.
Oh.
But also, you may not want to do that because then you end up being Camilla.
Ah!
And look at it this way, kids. They're not even married yet. That's in 4 months' time. This is the preview.
Let me know if you want your money back.
Yeah, here's something to ask the Twitch viewers, by the way. Do you guys want these guys to stream the wedding? I'm curious. I'd just like to know what people think.
Oh, we've already had requests for us to stream the wedding.
You see, this is why I'm asking.
Yeah, and I streamed Kira's for her, so I believe that she's returning the favor on the wedding day.
Yeah, then I need to have words with her then.
I don't know if she will be like
Well,
actually doing it.
if if anyone's trying to stream that wedding, I'll have to have words with them about that
Why?
because I don't want them getting in the way of what I'm supposed to be doing there.
Oh no, she'll be sat down on a seat streaming it.
Right? Because not being funny, I'm doing my job when I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, she'll be
I
sat in
know.
a seat streaming it from her seat.
Yeah, it's a case of I want to make sure you get what you should get. That's why, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I was sat down streaming the wedding at her wedding.
So all I have to do is just go around to everyone and just say, "Stay, heal."
Basically.
I could have quite easily punched the person that was sat in front of me because he kept on moving and had a giant trench coat on. But I mean, that's another thing entirely.
You can't do that to Ben. He was getting married.
However,
It wasn't Ben, it was Clara's dad.
you're gonna have a lot of fun trying to get us to pose because we went to his mother's at the weekend.
And none of us can take a
And
serious photo.
They was all fucking around and you could not get him to smile or just do a serious picture.
Well, maybe serious pictures aren't for you guys, honestly, because what you got to bear in mind, it depends what you want as far as your pictures go.
They couldn't even smile properly.
I can't smile, like, without laughing.
You know I can make you smile, dude. So don't worry about that. You're easy.
That's what she said.
Do you show him your dick? Because that would make him smile.
No,
No.
that'll make him giggle with laughter.
Talk about selling yourself short. Jesus.
No, I just knew it'd trigger Kaylee. So. And it did. She started laughing.
Thing is, though, that's the sort of stuff I'm going to need at the wedding because I'm going to be very, very, very.
She looked like a really
Stressed.
happy Korean kid when she
Because-
smiled. Then it showed all of her teeth.
I don't like being,
Oh, Colin!
I don't like being the center of attention. So you're going to have to properly like try and make me like mellow.
That's part of the
Go
job.
into the line.
It's
Yeah,
still
that is
green.
that is literally part of the job, by the way.
That's okay. Oh, disappointing.
If you do that for too long, you won't have a wedding.
No, I'll just be brain dead.
Kelly's thinking, excellent, just what I wanted. The look on her face just then.
I ain't saying nothing.
There goes the inheritance.
Oh dear.
That's when I leave all my money to a dog.
But ultimately, when it comes to the pictures, the ones that are important are you two. Everyone else is pretty much.
You called me a dog.
No, you just leave it to fantasy home for dogs.
Oh, well,
he
your
didn't-
unborn children are going to get nothing.
My unborn, unfertilized children, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
well,
they're
you
still
might be-
unborn. Whether they're unfertilized or not, they're still unborn.
I would point out that he would have to have had some stuff frozen for that to work if he's already dead, because you can't do it from post mortem.
True. Now she's trying to think of the nearest sperm bank.
No, she's just
No,
trying to
come on.
remember where she put the last condom.
Because all I've got to do is use my pregnancy pee cup, and just after we've had sex, just get that and put it in the freezer.
No, because all the cells are dead by then.
No, but they're not.
You've
They
literally
last
got
for
to do
5 days in the uterus and 3 hours outside of the penis. So as long as it's frozen for 4 hours.
except extreme conditions can hamper that and they can die quicker.
Okay, so I'll put it in the fridge so it will cool down, and then I'll put it in the freezer.
You have literally got to do something within about 30 seconds for there to be no damage whatsoever.
Okay, so I'll open the freezer and I'll just like open my legs.
Have you got a turkey baster? For those of you who don't understand that reference, you're going to have to do some Google searching, but don't do it on the computer. That's
Find
used by
Aaron
children.
OnlyFans.
And also don't do it at work.
Especially not my work.
Yeah, don't do it in the workplace at all because you don't want somebody checking your search history.
Hmm.
Oh, I thought you actually meant the turkey baster.
I meant that too, considering if you do a search for turkey bases, other stuff comes up unless you've got safe mode turned on. Just something to bear in mind.
That's what she said.
The internet is a weird place where strange stuff happens.
It is, it is.
So, all
It got
kinds of
me
fun
one
stuff.
pound.
I do not have an OnlyFans.
Just most of his clients.
Damn, then what was that account I was watching last night?
That was definitely not my OnlyFans. The company has an OnlyFans account, but that's because if
Oh,
people
no.
use the photos and the
Why
videos
not?
that we shoot, that you have to be on there, otherwise they can't use the content you do for them.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me actually.
Yeah, so it's an actual rule of OnlyFans. So they can't use stuff unless the other person involved in it is also on OnlyFans. So yeah. But I don't actually have anything on the account. It's literally just a company thing with nothing on it. It's just an active account. So the people that use it can actually just tag the account, so they don't get any issues when it's like, well, who did this? Because they can credit me properly and stuff. So yeah.
Mm.
Apparently, Kaylee's either very adventurous today, or she just wants to flatten Aaron's hair.
Or I just want to be a tormentive cunt.
That
Lack of
tracks.
sleep.
So, how does it feel to have a bathroom again, Kaylee?
I don't know. When I left yesterday morning, we had a bathroom, so
You mean that's all been done since you've been gone?
I started work yesterday morning at 8 o'clock, and I didn't finish until 3:30 today. So
They got here at 9 o'clock in the morning yesterday. Left at 8:15 in the evening on a fucking Saturday, and then turned up at 11 o'clock here today, and didn't leave until about 6 o'clock.
it was after that. It
Oh,
was like
nearly 7 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah, you know why they're happy to do Saturday and Sunday, right?
No.
They get paid more.
Now I kind of wish I hadn't given them the beers after they left.
Well, to be fair, if they got you a working, functioning bathroom, I think that's a fair trade.
Yeah, and none of them spoke English. And they kept on
Yeah.
laughing and talking, and I was getting really anxious, and then all the loud noises, I was just triggered for the past 48 hours.
I would say this to you. Spanish, you said it was Spanish, yeah?
I believe so.
Right. If they're Spanish, then laughing and joking while they're working is a commonplace thing. It's perfectly normal. It doesn't mean anything. So, if they were Greek, I'd be more concerned.
I didn't ask.
No, I think it's also kind of obvious if they're Greek too, not being funny. There's the differences. But if they're Italian or Spanish, then I wouldn't worry about them laughing when they're working. It just means they're happy. They're just getting on with their work and just trying to keep cheerful. That's pretty much it.
No.
No.
There's a few words said in Spanish.
There was. I've heard them say, but they're not Spanish.
The problem is some words are shared by multiple countries because a lot of the European languages come from Latin. So there is that, including English, by the way. So it does get a bit complicated. Speaking of which, have you got the memo about the new vowels you guys got to read? Apparently, you've got to do them in Latin.
ADM, bitch.
Aaron's thinking, oh no.
No more
On this there, on there, go on there, on Stole ombe station condele.
Just starts doing an exorcism in the middle of the wedding.
I actually can speak Latin, at least to a certain degree. I understand more than I can speak, though.
Omnos humus Dei.
Omni contes undes undegunda.
Right, what the fuck are you both saying?
As you said, carpe diem, bitch.
It's Latin.
For what?
But what I said was, he who thinks evil is stupid.
Yeah, and what did Aaron say?
You might want to tell her what you said, mate.
It's the start of an exorcism.
You're going to
Yeah.
exercise at the wedding.
Wow, be careful how you say that.
Isn't that for the honeymoon when you exercise?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't get exercise while we're having sex. I'm a pillow princess.
This is true.
Omni onde sonde conde sonde.
Uno spiritus.
Omde onde
You're sorry,
spirite
Susan,
sessionte conte soste monde condese.
You're doing.
I'm sanctifying myself against the evil what I've just heard.
Until I start going up in smokes and like black smoke comes out of my mouth.
And just look at Peter. Well, that explains a lot. As long as your eyes don't turn white, I'll still love you.
If that happens, check her hairline. If there's 3 6s, run.
I know where they are, but I can't disclose on camera.
They're braided in her pew. What?
I was going to say, is it on her ass?
Yeah, they're vertically going downwards.
We both can.
That means we're both useful, so I'm good with that.
Okay,
Okay.
you're both thrush.
Well, yeah, I know I'm annoying as hell, so I'm good with
And I don't care.
that. Yeah. It's funny when people think they can say stuff and it's going to actually annoy. It's like, yeah, not really.
I'm just used to it at this
Oh, I know
point.
it's not going to annoy you or bother you. I just like stating the obvious.
Oh, I know you do. I'm not talking about you specifically, but I like it when people try to say stuff and they think it's going to insult you, and I'm just like, I don't care. Which is pretty much what Aaron just says. Like, I don't care.
I'm more sensitive than people realise. It just takes a lot to get to me.
Yeah, it generally has to be specific things for you. That's what it is.
No, it really doesn't. Just a lot of things that build up over time will get to me.
I can think of a couple of things that specifically get you. I'm not going to do them, obviously, but I can think of a couple.
Eh.
But here's the thing, people, don't be douchebags.
The only thing that usually gets to me, you have to know me well enough to get to me.
Yeah.
Well, I must really fucking know you then, because I got to you the other night.
Beware the Kaylee.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, lovely people on YouTube and Twitch. I'm assuming they're still with us. I know YouTube is.
Yeah, still got 12 years.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions for anything at all, guys? Otherwise, we should probably start saying goodbye to you all.
Yeah.
If you don't, so we'll give them a couple of minutes just in case anyone wants to ask anything.
Anybody got any questions?
Anybody? If you ask Kaylee a question too, you can do that, and either she'll answer it, or we'll just make up an answer for her. Either way, it'll work.
No, I think we're all good.
Okay, cool. Right, in that case, you may want to do the Twitch one first because that's how it normally works. Is there anyone you want to raid out to? Be obviously my question as well.
I only have one viewer, I believe. Is Kira still like that?
Yes.
Oh, I raid Kira then.
Yeah, Ben won't be jealous at all. In the meantime, people, while Aaron does that, you can check out the social medias, which are there and there, respectively. For the network, it's this one here. For Aaron's stuff, it is everything is found by using this one here.
Why is my raid command not working?
Well, if it's not working, guys and girls, you can go check out Kira. Do you know what Kira's actual username is? So we can find her that way.
Kira Wood 2020.
It's Kira Wood TTV.
Kira Wood TTV.
Oh, there you go, guys. So that way, if we can't work out the raid, you can find Kira that way, because that's who Aaron was going to raid you out to.
Fuck. My internet browser's not working. Fuck's sake.
So anyway, that's for your Twitch streamers out there, so guys and girls. So you guys all enjoy the rest of your evening or daytime, what depends where you are, of course. So enjoy the rest of your day, night, whatever. We'll see you again at some point out there, Twitchers. So bye-bye, Twitchies.
Yeah, I'm still trying to sort out the raid.
Yeah, I'm just saying goodbye to the Twitchies just in case it suddenly goes. Makes it easier.
Yeah.
So, in the meantime, what Aaron sorts that out for the Twitchers, you lovely YouTubers, hello YouTube. The platform that doesn't penalise certain things that Twitch does.
What the fuck?
So, that was good.
Oh.
I want to fuck off. I lost my weight. I'd watch you if I had no other way. Friends would all make fun of us and we would just laugh along because we know that none of them have felt this way. That I can promise you that by the time that we get through, I will never ever be the same. You're the way.
I think it worked. Toby, can you check if it worked?
Don't you miss me?
It wasn't anyway.
The more years I knew we done with school.
It's still showing us being live on Twitch for me.
Yes, it did, babe.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's just taking its time. So. Cool. As long as it did work, that's all we actually care about. So, yay. So now those Twitch people all gone and done what they need to do. That just leaves us with lovely YouTube people. So we ain't going to keep you guys much longer either, because I also have to be up fairly early in the morning as well, and I'm sure these two would like to have some time to themselves, because Katie's had a very long work, and Aaron probably just wants to chill and relax, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So in that case, what I'll do is I'll end that for our YouTubers out there. Thank you all very much for watching. We will see you next time on 50 Bucket. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.